Welcome to this week's edition of Rare Disease Updates, covering the latest breakthroughs. Brought to you by LucidQuest. The FDA has granted Orphan Drug Designation to Rilzabrutinib, a novel, oral, reversible Bruton's tyrosine kinase inhibitor, for two rare conditions, warm autoimmune hemolytic anemia, or wAIHA, and immunoglobulin G4-related disease, known as IgG4-RD. Both diseases currently lack approved treatments, highlighting a substantial unmet medical need. Rilzabrutinib demonstrated clinically meaningful outcomes in Phase 2b and Phase 2a studies for wAIHA and IgG4-RD respectively. In a significant regulatory milestone, the FDA has approved UPLIZNA as the first and only treatment for adults with IgG4-related disease. UPLIZNA is a CD19-positive B-cell targeted therapy. Approval was supported by results from the MITIGATE trial, which demonstrated an 87% reduction in the risk of disease flares compared to placebo. BioMarin has announced positive results from the Phase 3 PEGASUS trial evaluating PALYNZIQ in adolescents aged 12 to 17 with phenylketonuria. The trial met its primary endpoint, showing a statistically significant reduction in blood phenylalanine levels when compared to dietary therapy alone. The safety profile remained consistent with previous findings. BioMarin intends to file for regulatory approval later this year to expand PALYNZIQ's label to include adolescent use. The FDA has awarded Orphan Drug Designation to ResVita Bio's RVB003 for the treatment of Netherton Syndrome, a rare and life-threatening genetic skin disorder. RVB003 is built on the company's continuous protein therapy platform, designed to maintain sustained drug levels at the site of disease. This designation follows prior recognition under the Rare Pediatric Disease Designation by the FDA. Novartis has received FDA accelerated approval for Vanrafia for the reduction of proteinuria in adults with primary immunoglobulin A nephropathy who are at risk of rapid disease progression. Vanrafia is a once-daily, non-steroidal oral endothelin A receptor antagonist used alongside supportive care. The approval was based on interim analysis of the Phase 3 ALIGN study, which showed a 36.1% reduction in proteinuria at 36 weeks versus placebo. Sarepta has issued a regulatory update regarding its ELEVIDYS gene therapy program in the European Union. Following a safety concern involving acute liver failure, European reference member authorities called for a review by an independent data monitoring committee. The committee concluded that the overall benefit-risk profile remains favorable. As a result, clinical trials that had been temporarily paused, including studies SRP 9001, 302, 303, and 104, will resume following EU regulatory processes. Rallybio has decided to discontinue development of RLYB212, which was being evaluated for the prevention of fetal and neonatal alloimmune thrombocytopenia. Phase 2 pharmacokinetic data indicated that the current dosing regimen was unable to achieve predicted therapeutic concentrations. The company will shift its focus to advancing RLYB116, a once-weekly, low-volume C5 inhibitor, as well as its preclinical development pipeline. Opus Genetics has reported encouraging early clinical data from its retinal gene therapy candidate OPGx-LCA5. The company's first pediatric patient, a 16-year-old with LCA5-related inherited retinal disease, showed meaningful improvement in visual function 1 month after receiving a single subretinal injection. These results are consistent with early responses observed in adults, suggesting a promising long-term outlook in the pediatric population. Stay ahead in rare disease research. Like, share, and subscribe for weekly updates. Visit www.lqventures.com or email us at info@lqventures.com for expert healthcare consulting. See you next time.